Hey guys, today we're going to be starting trigonometry, and we're going to be looking at trigonometry in right angled triangles. Okay, so right angled triangle, obviously you have a triangle with a 90 degrees. Today we are just going to be solving for lengths, so either one of the legs or the hypotenuse. But in order to do that, we first always need to look at our SOHCAHTOA rules and where the angle, the reference angle is. Okay, so the reference angle is always going to be the one that you're either given or you want to find. And today you're always going to be given it. So for example, let's call my reference angle, I'll put a R right here. That's my reference angle. So always label your reference angle, and after you have your reference angle, well then you can label the sides. Across from the 90 degree is always your hypotenuse. Across from the reference angle is always your opposite, and your adjacent is the one left over. Okay? Now remember our SOHCAHTOA and what it stands for from last year. What this stands for is sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay, so sine of my reference angle is equal to my opposite over my hypotenuse. Cosine of my reference angle is equal to my adjacent over my hypotenuse, and tangent of my reference angle is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So in all of these, you're going to be given one and you have to find the other. So you're only going to need two at a time. So that's going to determine if you use sine, cosine, or tangent. Okay? Let's jump into example one here. Example one. So let's say I have the triangle that just looks like this. And you have a 35-degree angle. And you have 10 here on this side. And you want to find an x. Okay? First step, identify the reference angle. It's the one you're given or you want to find, right here. Now label the sides that you have or you want to find. Across from the reference angle is my opposite, so I want to find my opposite. And beside my reference angle, that is not my hypotenuse, is my adjacent. So now we're looking at what function uses opposite and adjacent. Tangent. So tan of 35 degrees is equal to x over 10. So remember, this is just an equation. I have x divided by something, and if I want to solve for x, I better multiply both sides by the denominator. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. Tan 35 is just one number. So multiply both sides by 10. And if you take your calculator out, well, let's write this out. 10 times tan 35 equals x. If you take your calculator out, it better be in degree mode. And 10 times tan 35 should be 7. Therefore, my side here is 7. Okay? Okay. Now, let's take a look at the same example, but let's say we didn't know what the adjacent was. We know that we want to get 10. So let's look at example 2. Okay, so same triangle. 35. You're given 7, right angle, and you want to find, we'll call this y. Okay, you want to find that side there. We know that the answer should be 10, but this is the tricky part right here. Reference angle, my opposite, my adjacent, and again, I'm going to be using tan. So now I have tan 35 is equal to my opposite, which is 7 over y. The tough part with this one is your denominator is on the bottom, okay? So when your denominator is on the bottom, there's an extra step. And this is the most commonly wrong one that's done wrong. So we first need to get our denominator to the numerator. In order to do that, I'm going to multiply both sides by y. So now I have y tan 35 is equal to 7. Now, what's bugging my y? What's bugging my variable? There's a tan 35. So let's divide both sides by tan 35. Crosses out, and I'm left with y is equal to 7 over tan 35. Again, make sure your calculator's in degree mode, and when you type that in, you should get 10. Okay? It's a quick refresher. I'm going to assign some homework with this. Everyone did this last week, so I find everyone did this last year, so I find this is a great spot to start. I will assign some homework, and I'll set up some time for some extra help. There will be another lesson coming probably on Wednesday, and that's how to find an angle given two sides.